Hello, everyone. It's Monday, August 25th, and this is your Sugar Daddy season live stream for the day. Kind of a shit day in the crypto markets. It's funny, I did the live stream yesterday in a garage. Really, I should have done today's live stream in a garage for the aesthetic, given, sugar price got slapped around, crypto got slapped around in general, just a big slapping around, just kind of day. Just everything got slapped. In terms of sugar price, it's kind of whatever because we're kind of moving towards the second iteration of Sugar Daddy season here. And we're aiming to basically be the sugar daddies of the meme coin industry in general. We still have Sugar the Bear, and we still very much believe in Sugar the Bear and his aura of like relentless fucking optimism. But we're adding a layer to it where our relentless optimism is just we believe meme coins will fucking explode. We believe there's going to be this meme coin explosion this crypto cycle. I'll explain a little bit more about that in the future in the rest of this cast. But the plan with Sugar Daddy season more or less is we're still going to be doing the streams. We're still going to have Sugar the Bear. We're going to aim to get this new website out. I'm not exactly sure when, but ideally we're basically really clicking by October. And until then, we're kind of okay with people just doing whatever the fuck they do. The type of people that only look at the price, don't even know that there's a daily stream and still hold Sugar. Like, if they sell, oh well. And we kind of had a lot of big holders. What we really need is a lot of small believers to really create a community here. So, kind of the next 4 to 8 weeks, it's fine if the price kind of struggles. It's not really front and center a Sugar Daddy season. We're just going to be focusing on building this thing and building a proper community and building a real product here. And the product isn't just Sugar the Bear. It's also the idea that we all should be into meme coin collecting and that these meme coins are really going to take off. And we're going to try to be like a sharper meme coin collecting community, talking about how to assess meme coins properly with real belief in it and not just a belief in, oh, this is a fun game where you can make money fast and whatever. It's more about what these things really can do. And that kind of brings me to the second part. And that's what I really want to talk about today is my meme coin bull thesis. I talked about it in a variety in the past. I talked about how I was early into online poker, so I've seen this shit before. And I want to talk about more about online poker and what I see with meme coins and my history with online poker because I'm old. So it's like, come on, young people, like gather around the fire. Let old Two Gun talk about when he was your age and how he got into online poker. So picture this. It's a snowy day in Chicago in like, I don't know, 2002 or some shit. And my friends didn't want to do anything fun because they were all nerds and studying and shit. So then I wanted to play poker, but they didn't want to play poker with me. So I started doing what I would do, obviously, and took a credit card and downloaded online poker back before online poker was cool. And I somehow made $20 on my first pot, and I thought I was rich. And of course, I went on to lose that money and then some. And, I got back into it. But I was playing online poker. The first site was called Golden Tiger Poker. You find another guy that started playing Golden Tiger Poker. I dare you. Find someone that even knows what the fuck Golden Tiger Poker was. Okay, I know what fucking Golden Tiger Poker was. I know what Planet Poker was. I know all this shit. And see, back then, online poker was, no one trusted it. No one trusted these online casinos. They weren't regulated. No one knew anything. Everyone thought it was rigged. But we still played anyways because we just wanted to. I know like places like Paradise Poker, Planet Poker. If you don't know about Paradise Poker, then you are not an OG. But I fucking know Planet Poker and Golden Tiger Poker. That's how OG I am. Okay? And I'm telling you, the vibes are the same. The vibes between OG online poker and meme coins today are the same. Now, it's a little different in the sense that no one had heard of online poker really in 2002. People probably knew of it, just like they kind of know of meme coins. People just thought it was all shady. kind of like nowadays, people think meme coins outside of like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu are shady, and even then, people just think they're dead and stupid. So it's very much the same. And just like in online poker, you have a lot of shady fuckers. You have a lot of shady fuckers in meme coin. I'm not gonna lie, I pissed away money starting this thing because I basically let shady fuckers take advantage of me a little bit as I learned more about this industry. And I just view it as a learning curve. But the thing about it is the shady fuckers don't make the big money. The shady fuckers, they make a little boobs. Just anyways. The shady fuckers make a little bit and then they bounce and then they miss the big move. Because the real people building real things like Poker Stars, Party Poker, they made the real money. Okay, not the fly-by-night shit. You can even look at it with like the poker industry and like the news websites and shit like that, like pokernews.com. I remember I started my poker strategy website same time as pokernews.com, and my site did fine, but they were just better than me. And they did, I mean, shit, they did real well. But I remember all of this shit. And the vibes are so the same. And it's also international, just like online poker was. See, DraftKings, which is what people know me for because I was better at it than online poker, it's just a USA thing. Meme coins, like online poker, is global, and meme coins can be for everyone. And during the boom with meme coins, everyone's going to make money at first because of the way markets work. Because when there's a mad rush, everyone sees their asset goes up at first. So that's why I think meme coins are going to be even bigger than online poker, and online poker was bigger than draft, like the daily fantasy boom. But I'm seeing the very similar things where it's this OG thing of, yeah, there's some shady characters and it makes the industry look bad, but there's something there. There's something there that people want. And it's not just to bet on shit in a skill game. See, that's like a poker at the end of the day, it's just a game. It's just a skill-based game, but it's just a game. You either win or you lose. There's nothing else to it. But there's actually something to meme coins besides just betting on which meme coin is going to get bigger. Because meme coins are brands and communities. This is something people actually give a shit about once they're in a meme coin. Like, if you're in a meme coin for long enough, you care about that community. It becomes part of your identity. And you don't fuck with something that is part of people's identity. You do not bet against a cult. People that have been betting against Tesla stock, people have been betting against Tesla stock since its IPO and have basically lost all their fucking money. Because Tesla is kind of a cult around Elon and the car. And as someone who owns a Tesla, I can tell you, yeah, it becomes a part of you. Like, I met this one guy at a meeting, and I thought we were going to become friends. And when I saw that he also had a Tesla, I'm like, fuck it, he's my BFF. You do not bet against cults. And meme coins are basically a bunch of different cults for different types of people. And you can be in different cults. You don't have to just be in one. Although I'd say your average person probably isn't going to buy more than 3 to 6. Otherwise, then they're just either to have like 6 or more meme coins, either you're a trader or you're like a real meme coin enthusiast. Like, I'm going to have more than 6, including Sugar Daddy season, because I'm basically going to be, I'm so fucking pro meme coin right now that how do I not end up with more than 6? Because I'm going to find more than... There's a lot of communities that are just kind of like copycat bullshit. I'm not going to buy it. And I'm not going to just buy random celebrity, kind of cash grabs. But there will be more than 6 meme coins that are worth buying. I'm sure. And I'm going to be rolling it out bit by bit which ones I'm buying during these streams. So far, I bought a lot of Giga, and I bought some House Coin. And as I progress, I'll tell you about more coins I'm buying. And if the show actually gets any sort of movement in terms of how it affects things, then I'm going to be even more and more transparent about when I buy, and all that shit. It's not like there's rules about it. It's just, I feel like it's the right thing to do. But right now, who gives a shit? Like, no one really cares what I'm saying. So I'm just going to be saying what I'm doing in general. But back to it. There's so much that can be done with meme coins. If something becomes part of your identity, that is like the most important part of a person. And right now, people are starving for identity. People are sick of identity being their skin color, their height, where they're from, shit like that. People want to choose their identity. Meme coins allow you to choose your identity. People want to make money off their fucking identity. Meme coins allow you to make money off their identity. Meme coins allow communities to essentially like wage like peaceful war for new minds. Like think about the olden times, like 3,000 years ago, like, you know, the Romans invaded different areas. Like everyone was always invading each other and trying to like conquer areas to like be like, you're part of our empire. Well, meme coins are kind of the same thing, that you try to conquer people's minds to join your empire. And it's in their interest to join if they think it's good, because then everyone like gets richer essentially on paper at the very least. And it becomes part of them. And it's also the type of thing where it's efficient. Like I talked about Sugar Daddy season being a status symbol. And it's more than just a status symbol. It's the type of thing where it's like if you're going to a party and you see someone that owns the same type of meme coin, you're like, hey, I bet you it's a way to filter through. You're like, okay, this says something about you. It says you have this, maybe if you buy Troll Coin, it says you have a sense of humor. You know, you kind of have a dark sense of humor. By the way, that's another coin I'm looking at. I haven't bought any Troll Coin yet, but I'm watching it. I think there's something there with that coin. I just haven't bought it yet. So I feel like meme coins will become more and more part of culture and society because they're fucking easy to buy. It's a little hard with a Phantom wallet in the sense that, oh, you have to use a debit card or whatever, but Gen Z can figure it out like that. Okay? Boomers can't. Gen Z can't. And if enough money comes in a certain period of time, all these things are going to go up. And I think as crypto kind of shakes and eventually goes higher, the meme coins will fucking explode. Last time everyone's like, oh yeah, it was like an end of move thing and everyone was buying Shiba or Doge or whatever. But like, remember, that was, no one really knew why they're buying Dogecoin or Shiba. They just thought they're going to make a quick buck. Maybe Elon liked it. They didn't really give a shit about the dog. No one really gives a shit about a Shiba Inu. Okay? No one really cared. Now that the industry's had some time, people have had some time to actually work on these coins. There's still a lot of coins that are kind of trash, but I think there's going to be more and more coins that are actually better, that actually have something, that have a brand and or a belief. And that's what I'm going to be buying. Coins that I think have brands or beliefs. And yes, there's always the worry of the 90% move, especially on a smaller coin, because you have a 2% holder on any coin under 100 million and they can rock it. And then those people cause other people to rock it and whatever. It goes down, but it also can come back up. So it's the type of thing where there's going to be enough of these meme coins and communities that thrive that the stigma of, oh, you're going to lose all your money buying a meme coin, I don't think that's going to be replaced by, holy shit, you can make so much money by buying a meme coin. And yes, there's always the risk of massive losses with any of these things. I mean, shit, look what happened to Sugar Daddy season. I mean, I'm out a shit ton of money in terms of buying this coin and spending money on stuff. It can happen to any coin, obviously. But the bigger coins have some sense of, I'm not going to say stability to them, but but people trust that there's something there. And when you have and right now people think of, oh, meme coins as like, because there's a neutral amount of money going into meme coins. There's not that much money going into meme coins right now. Okay? There isn't like a groundswell of cash being dumped into meme coins. When there's a bunch of money being dumped into meme coins, quite frankly, I'm not going to say all of them are going to go up, but the ones that have already established themselves really are probably going to do really, really well. So this game's a little bit different from, say, online poker and DraftKings in the sense that there's a lot of reflexivity with it. A lot of it depends on there being this meme coin explosion, which should naturally happen with crypto going up. But this time, the meme coin explosion isn't going to be going to just a random dog coin that no one gives a shit about. It's actually going to be going to coins that kind of tap into people's feelings. And when you tap into people's feelings, And people want their feelings tapped right now because everyone's lonely. Everyone's afraid of AI. Everyone wants that feelings. Like everyone wants to be pro feelings, okay? The coins that tap into people's feelings will do real well. And this is, again, it's very high level shit that most people simply don't understand what I'm talking about. They're not going to see it until it starts to happen. And then they're not going to be positioned for it because they're going to be chasing, and the chasing is going to create the FOMO and create the fast moves. So I want to talk about the second part. I want to talk about contrarian indicators and why I'm even more in favor of these meme coins. Because I've talked about on my Two Gun X how I believe in meme coins, even with what happened with Sugar Daddy season. I'm like, I still believe in meme coins. I still believe in Sugar Daddy season. I'm still out here every fucking day. I'm just, cognizant that I don't expect the Sugar Daddy season price to really be rocking until at least, the fourth quarter. Until then, I'm just kind of like, I don't even want to look at the price. I'm just going to be focusing on my streams, focusing on the new website, trying to do things to make Sugar Daddy season a better project in general. And then if the price goes up later, great. But I'm going to be focused on meme coins and being the Sugar Daddy of meme coins and kind of talking about other communities that I like and want to support. Now let's talk about the contrarian indicators. Everyone knows I've been playing daily fantasy sports for nearly a decade. And I had a shit year last year, but in general, I've won a lot of money. And I win probably about, 2 out of every 3 years, something like that. It's football. It's not that much of a sample size. But in general, I've crushed it at daily fantasy. And I don't really know shit about football. Quan knows about football. You played football, right, Quan?
But listen, yeah. I barely won last. I won like the first 3 weeks, and I probably broke even throughout the course of the season.
Right. And needless to say, I won a lot more money at daily fantasy than Quan, but Quan knows football better than me. We're just going to leave it at that, right? I think that's fair. That's fair, right, Quan? I'm not saying anything crazy here.
100%.
So I'm not a football genius by any means, but what I can do is be a little creative, spot trends, and kind of see what all the 100 to like the 100 like I basically feast on the 105 IQs, the 105 to 110 IQs. These guys are smart, but they're not as smart as they think they are, and they are very like and they just like, okay, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is what they all keep seeing what's happening, and they don't think anything's ever going to change. And when I talked about meme coins, they're just like, it's just like it was either crickets, basically people not agreeing with me or too afraid to agree with me, or they're like, no, you're wrong, you're an idiot. And that's kind of what I want to see, because like in markets, whenever like the market's like at a top or a bottom, like my DFS X is always like the best contrarian indicator. No offense to DFS guys, because the really sharp DFS guys don't really say shit. Like they just don't comment. They're just kind of like they're pretty much like out of it. They just kind of doing their own thing. So they're kind of quiet at this point. But it's just like people just don't see it. They don't see it coming, which is why it's going to come. You see, because the meme coin works better when it's a massive, like think of like a tidal wave. Okay, meme coins work better as a tidal wave of money than like a little like trickling in. Because the tidal wave causes the fast moves, it causes the FOMO. And once the tidal wave drenches the crypto world and everyone starts seeing these things go up, it's not just Shiba Inu Dogecoin number 4 going up anymore. It's going to be actual communities, beliefs, and brands this time that's actually make people feel things. And that's why it's going to be far, far bigger this time. We're already seeing some, like Pudgy Penguins has established itself a pretty good brand. They have little cute shows. They have penguins and, Walmart or whatever. We're already seeing some of these do things like that. SPX 6900's got a pretty good degen vibe going on. I honestly don't think a lot of the communities have done that great of stuff yet, but I think the creativity will get there. Like with Sugar Daddy Season, I have all these great ideas, but we haven't gone anywhere yet, so people don't even know we're here. But I see some of these other communities and coins, and like Giga, to me, is perfect in the sense that like they have a very clear beliefs, they have a very clear brand. Like this thing could really, really fucking go. Also think about these communities. Once once the meme coin explosion goes off, a friend of mine talked about how brands might get involved. Like they might try to reach out to these communities. Like imagine like Giga like has advertisements from like random gyms or protein supplements. I don't know, any sort of meathead shit. You see what I'm saying? Like there's all sorts, like people are going to want to tap into these communities of people as a way to like partner with them and advertise. And that's going to make the communities even stronger. So I think any of these communities that really tap into a type of person can really get somewhere. Like, I don't know what Housecoin's going to do. Like, they're the anti-realtor movement. So maybe some sort of realtor alternative like goes to them or something. I don't know. But you see how it all can kind of be reflexive, and it can kind of create a tidal wave, I saw something that's like a snowball going down, and becoming an avalanche is really what will happen as these things get bigger and more powerful. Society will latch on more and more, and then all these midwits will start singing and be like, "Oh, now I get it. Yeah, of course. Well, I didn't, now it is different now. Back then it was just a rock." I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. I was calling this a year ago. And I do mean I don't expect this to happen next month, guys. I expect this to be a 2026 phenomenon. At some point, meme coins will start to go, and then the snowball will keep going and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I just don't see how the snowball is really big until next year, though. And that's fine, because Sugar Daddy Season just started. And we just started being the sugar daddy of meme coins. So I'm kind of glad that we have some time to get this project going so that we can be the main cheerleaders of this massive meme coin boom. Because yes, there's a lot of people that are calling, oh, memes are, obviously there's a lot of meme coin enthusiasts on X, but we aim to be the meme coin enthusiast coin. We aim to be the sharp money coin. So when people that are new to meme coins want to get into meme coins, they might want to just kind of go with us as a source. It's like an authority of sorts, and as a way of identifying with, we believe in meme coins and it being smart and optimism, and this is how we fuck the boomers, and all the type of shit. So I tend to see like 5 steps ahead. Often I don't really see what's right in front of me because I'm seeing 5 steps ahead. But I'm seeing all this shit, and I'm going all in. That's why I'm out here grinding these streams every day, because I really believe in meme coins, and I believe Sugar Daddy Season. And every time I see these booms, I try to get there one way or another. I think that's it for me. Quan, any comments or?
I think the community and the networking part is what is intriguing to me. Like I know you've been referencing Giga a lot, but the opportunity is there. Like protein shakes, workout equipment, workout gear. Like there's a lot of opportunity to pour into that. So it's an opportunity for us to find people who want who want a community, who want a network, and it's not about like we're trying to reshape what the definition of a sugar daddy is. So it's more so like some of the things that I experienced this summer just working for you guys was outside of any realm of possibility with my current financial status. So like that's one of the things that I'm really in tune to, was just the opportunities for more. Like we're doing a documentary, and I'm into filmmaking, so I got to see a more established company how they shoot documentaries and see what the part of getting on Netflix is. So like it's a bunch of things that go into it that I'm really intrigued to see like how the next year unfolds, because around this time last year, like I was premiering my first film in Butler, Pennsylvania, and this whole 365 has led me to this moment, and I don't know how I got here, but just knowing that there are people out there with the foresight to predict these things and being in that circle is really beneficial for me.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Part of the reason, there's a whole host of reasons I'm very keen on getting a documentary about us done and finished. And we did one round of shooting. We need to get another round of shooting done before we can get a trailer out. So the other guy was talking about, and I know I need to go our asses to LA soon to do some shooting so we can get this trailer out and just get our story out there. See, back during online poker, every dude watched Rounders. Like, Rounders became the movie everyone watched because it was the movie about poker. And there really isn't a movie about meme coins. There's like one that's not that, it's very tiny. So if we time this documentary to be about a meme coin right when the meme coin explosion is happening, like you see, like,
that's the momentum, the forward momentum and the avalanche that you're talking about.
And again, this is the type of thing where, like, I see it all, and I'm playing it all, but your average person will be like, but your coin went down today. I'm like, dude, if you think for a fucking second that like $15,000 of random sells is gonna, like, on a day like today, like, gonna make me like question my thesis, no, absolutely not.
Let me ask you a question real quick. I saw this weekend you talk or having that conversation about like the Kanye pump and dump and like just the uncertainty of it. If you got an investor or a big time celebrity to talk to you about it, what would your approach be, and how would you determine if they were right for this coin?
Well, we're not there yet for a celebrity. Let's be honest. We're just too small for a celebrity. Ideally, the coin needs to get big enough to get the celebrity's attention. Like, the celebrity, like, we need to get Sugar Daddy season to be strong enough that a celebrity comes to us and is like, hey, I like your coin. I like your message. I like what you're doing here. Tell me more. Because that's authentic. It's inauthentic to get a celebrity to be like, hey, come tout our coin. Because then it just seems like an advertisement. Just kind of like Kanye coin, or even this. I'm not sure about the Ronaldo coin or not. I haven't really paid attention to it, but it just seems like very inauthentic. Like, why are you doing this coin? Why do you believe in it? There needs to be a reason the celebrity believes in your coin, and I can see a variety of celebrities possibly believing in our coin. I can see Elon obviously believing in our coin. He's very he's very pro optimism. He likes meme coins in general. He likes the idea of like movements outside of politics because he's trying to start that other political party. So obviously there's Elon and he's the big white whale. Like, shit, if we get Elon somehow, then we obviously won. But I can see even others like that pretty guy that was on 2.5 Men. Forgot his name.
Charlie Sheen.
I took over for Charlie Sheen. So Ashton Kutcher. I can see Ashton Kutcher becoming like a big meme coin guy once these things take off, because he's always tries to be, in crypto, in tech. He tries to position himself as this like super smart, kind of trendy investor, like into it. So I could totally see Ashton Kutcher being a big. I could also see him being pretty fucking good about it too. So there's a variety of people I see kind of latching onto this that are smart and not just celebrities trying to make a quick buck or trying to make some money from their brand. I can see celebrities that actually believe in meme coins and perhaps even our meme coin once it gets there. And it's not going to happen this year, but I could see this happening in 2026 or 2027. So, and that's how you have to position yourself as a startup. And that's what I think of this as a startup community and a startup and it's a startup mentality of, we tried some things in the first few months and they were not good. But you get up, you run, you fall, you get up, you run, you fall. And as I've been running and falling, I've kind of really I've seen what these meme coins can do and where the pitfalls generally are. And I'm going to try to build Sugar Daddy season in a proper way. And quite frankly, I'm going to, buy and collect other meme coins too of other communities I think that will thrive during this meme coin bonanza, which I really think will happen. And probably the best reason I think this is going to happen, there's this one sharp investor that bought Sugar Daddy season I talked to, and he's basically, look, the meme coin bull thesis, you either got to be like really, it works on like the ends of the spectrum. Like if you're really smart and you like really creative, you can kind of get it, or perhaps if you're just retarded and just be like, oh yeah, I like that. But like the center, which is where most people are, they just don't get it. They don't get it until it happens. But they're the ones, when it happens, they're going to pile in. Because when it's happening, they're going to understand. And that understanding will all push at once. And again, it causes the reflexive motion where them coming in creates the communities, creates the FOMO. It supports the thesis, and then we're good. The key is you want to be there before it happens. You don't want to be like, okay, I'm going to keep my money in cash or whatever, and I'll wait to the last second. Like, I think Giga, for example, and I'm not talking about my own coin here, I'm talking about someone else's coin. Again, it's not sure isn't my coin, but it's obviously the coin I work on the most. I don't like to give price targets, but I think Giga can definitely, I mean, obviously I can't guarantee this, but I think Giga can 100x from here. And the way you get that 100x is you got to start collecting it now. You can't wait for it to get back to $1 billion. Then it's a 10x. So I like to find coins I think can get to 10 billion or more. I think they have that type of brand or that type of community. Anyways, let's wrap it up. We'll be back here tomorrow, and we'll talk more meme coins.